Hey everybody, this is another episode of Boxing Therapy. I'm your host, Lyndon Jones Jr., bringing you the latest boxing and MMA news along with my thoughts and predictions of fighters. In this episode, we're going to be talking about two heavyweight prospects. One of them, Anthony Joshua, 14-0 with 14 KOs, all by way of knockout from the UK. He's ranked number 17 in the world. And another is Joseph Parker, 16-0 with 14 KOs, ranked number 9 in the world from New Zealand. Props to TRIV 97 montages, for putting me up on Joseph Parker. I feel bad that I've never heard of this guy, because he looks like he's a pretty good prospect heavyweight. I just got done watching Joseph Parker versus Meehan fight, which I think might have been Parker's latest fight he had this year. I have to admit, Parker's style in the fight looked very similar to Joshua. I noticed he's not really afraid to mix it up at all with the other fighter. I see he keeps his hand down at times, which I'm kind of weary of that. But his defense for the most part looks pretty solid. His footwork a bit stiff, flat-footed, but I know he probably flat-footed so he can maximize his power from his punches, because he seemed like he's got power in both his hands, definitely. See, now another thing I want to point out before I fully get into talking about Joshua, I'm trying to be thorough as possible as I can about between these two fighters. Joshua is the slightly taller fighter at 6'6", with the 82-inch reach advantage over Parker. He's 6'4", with the 76-inch reach. Now, the height actually may not matter, but that reach is really important, because I think that right there could give Parker some problems trying to get inside on Joshua, especially, since he's got that longer reach. As far as their build and physique, they look both really solid. They're not, definitely not, flappy as we've seen some heavyweights. I watched Joshua's last fight as well. Even though it was a very quick fight, and he got knocked. The other guy, Gary Cornish, got knocked out. Got stopped TKO in the first round. I saw enough to be able to explain his skill. In the fight, I see Joshua was very patient. He's waiting on the counter punch from Cornish. Joshua is really, really fast for a heavyweight, and being his size. He kind of reminds me if they gave Tyson like a couple more inches to his height. That's how I depict Joshua. Joshua always keeping his hands up, always, keeping his hands up, his defense. He's always got his hands up. He's always ready, to get that counter punch off. Now, in my opinion, I believe if these two did match up, I'd give the advantage to Joshua, just because of his speed and defense. And, because I believe Joshua is the slightly bigger fighter. I think Parker would systematically be broken down by Joshua's power eventually in the fight. But overall, I believe the fight would be a good one, and I think that would be a good fight for both of them to do, since they're both up-and-coming heavyweight prospects. I think this fight would be great to happen. Just to give the heavyweight division, something more, so, because definitely these two would put the heavyweight division back on the map for sure. Now, remember, this is just my opinion. I'd love to hear everyone's feedback on this video, what you think would be the outcome of these two prospects. Again, thank you guys for viewing. Please subscribe to my channel. Join me on Facebook. I'll post a link down below for both the fights and my link for Facebook. This has been another episode of Boxing Therapy. With your most up-to-date news and predictions. Catch you guys in the next one.